Okay, this is a brief video on how to use QuickCapture to collect a track log for the Academy field activities. If you have not downloaded QuickCapture yet, use your device's app store and search for Esri QuickCapture, ESRI QuickCapture. I do have mine downloaded already. It's this orange icon you can see in the upper left of the screen. It says QuickCapture. Once you've got yours downloaded, restart this video and then just tap on the QuickCapture app. You're going to have to sign in with your AGOL username and password because, like all these apps, it's gathering information from the cloud in order to function. It's either getting data or maps or forms or something along those lines. Once you've signed in, you're going to be taken to a page that's called Workspace, My Workspace, and it shows you the forms, or they call them projects, that are downloaded to your device already. I already have the track logs form downloaded. I'll show you how to download some additional forms in a second here, but first I wanted to show you some basic settings that are worth taking a look at. The settings area is accessed by tapping on the profile icon in the upper left hand corner and then tapping on the settings button. Here I want to point your attention to the auto send feature. You can turn this on or off. I recommend leaving it on unless you're going to be away from a network for multiple days, but if you're going back to town every day, I think it's best just to let the app upload the data automatically once it's got a connection to a cellular or Wi-Fi network. And I would choose every hour for the interval. It doesn't need to be uploaded every 30 seconds or 15 minutes on that frequent of an interval, unless for some reason somebody's tracking your progress in real time or something along those lines. I also want to note that the location provider, that's the thing that provides the position for association with the data, the GPS in essence. You can choose a different provider than the one that's built into your phone or tablet. The one that is built into your phone or tablet is called the integrated provider by the Esri apps. But if you need more accuracy, a lot of times your phone or your tablet's best position accuracy might be 20, 50, 75, 100 feet off. And if that's not good enough for your project, you'll need to get a different GPS and connect it, usually via Bluetooth, an external GPS. And it's pretty simple. You got to enable that device to be search or discoverable, and then you got to tap on the add provider via Bluetooth, and it'll find the GPS that's nearby and that is discoverable, and then you can select it to be the thing that provides the positions for your data. I don't have a GPS that's currently searchable right now, so I can't show you how to connect, but that's the basics of how to select a different provider than the one that's built into your device. And that's about it as far as the settings. You might turn the battery saving mode on if you're real desperate to keep collecting data and your battery's running out, but it doesn't save all that much energy, so I generally leave it off. Heading back to the workspace, I want to show you real quick how to download a form. Most of you, when you first log into this device or this app, it's going to show you that you don't have any forms and that you need to download something. And the way you do that is to tap on the plus button in the lower right and then tap on where it says Browse Projects. And here you're going to be presented with the screen that shows you all of the projects that you have access to. You either made these projects or they were shared with you by other people. And if you have not downloaded them yet, there's going to be a gray arrow on the right hand side of the project. I'm going to tap the one for the road assessment points, so you can see that the file is generally very small, and so it downloads in just a couple seconds. Once it's downloaded, you now have instead of an arrow, you have an I, the letter I. That means information can be seen, and if you tap on the information button, you'll see that there's the title of the form, There's a date for the last time it was updated, a basic summary of what the form is for, and then there's a description section, which I like to include instructions for how to use the form in the description section. You can also start capturing data right away by just tapping on the capture button on the bottom center of the screen. I'm not going to do that right now, but instead show you in the upper right under the 3 dots there. You can tap on that. That's how you delete the form if you need to. You may need to do this for troubleshooting. Sometimes it's easier to start from scratch than just to work with an updated form. So be aware that if you delete the form and you have not yet uploaded the data that was associated with that form, it'll delete that data too. So be sure to upload your data before you delete the form. Okay, let's back out to the workspaces again. And I'm going to open up the track logs form and show you how to use that to collect your track logs for the field activities for this academy. Tapping on the form, it's going to present you with basically a bunch of colored boxes with names on them. Each of the participants of the class has their own box, and the point is pretty straightforward. You know, if you tap the button with your name on it, it's going to start collecting data, and it'll continuously collect data until you tap on that button again. And that's what we want you to do. This is again a track log. It's sometimes called a breadcrumb trail. It's basically going to create a point while you're moving, while you're hiking around, about every second. And I'm going to head outside to do this because it needs to get a little bit better GPS fix to demonstrate. But say you're starting your hike, basically we want you to, drive to wherever the field activity is at, get out of your rig, and then when you're starting your hike, pull out the QuickCapture app, open up the track log form, and then tap your name. I'm going to tap Other.
Start Other.
Because my name's not on there. And you see that the Other button is now flashing. That's telling me it's collecting a point every second or so. And then you can actually close the app and then work, with another app. Say you're going to use Collector or ArcGIS Explorer. You can use that app, be doing whatever it is you're doing with these other apps, and then let's say you've completed your field surveys for the day. You go back to the QuickCapture app, and then you want to end your survey because you're back at the car, and we want to end your track log. You just tap the button.
End Other.
And it'll say End Other, and it'll quit flashing, and you're basically done collecting your track log. And remember, we had the recommendation to go ahead and use the auto send feature, but if you look in the upper right hand corner, there's now a 1 with a red dot behind it. If you tap on that, it's going to show you that there's now 1 record on the device that's ready to be sent to the AGOL cloud, and you can do that manually by tapping the send button here. I'm going to do that just for the heck of it. It's going to show you at the bottom that it's sending the records, and then it's going to tell you that all records have been sent. And so now my track log, although very short this morning, has been uploaded to the AGOL account, and it'll be available in the maps where this data layer has been added. That's about it. That's about all we need to show you for using QuickCapture to record your track logs during the field activities. If you have any questions, be sure to contact Ian or Bob, and we'll get your questions answered. But thanks for watching.